The Autodromo Nazionale di Monza is the venue for the Italian Grand Prix. The historic circuit situated on the outskirts of Milan gives the tifosi the chance to see their beloved Ferraris on home soil. The 3.6-mile track is one of the fastest on the calendar, with lap speeds of over 150 miles per hour. Mika Häkkinen's on pole with Frentzen beside him.
I go for it.
David Coulthard lines up third in the second McLaren, with Alessandro Zanardi putting in his best performance of the year to start fourth. Eddie Irvine's way back in eighth. Only seconds to go, and the lights are out. A good start for Häkkinen, too much wheel spin for Frentzen. Zanardi's having a sensational start, moving up to second. Charging down to the first chicane, it's Häkkinen, Zanardi, Frentzen, Coulthard and Schumacher together. The Ferraris are well down as half the field take a shortcut. Genet and Takagi tussle for the same piece of road. That incident putting the Spaniard out. Riding with Frentzen right on the tail of Zanardi, he pulls alongside, the Mugen powering the German up to second place. Häkkinen's first, Frentzen second, Zanardi's third, and there's a battle for fourth between Schumacher, Salo and Coulthard. Three abreast as they hammer down the back straight. Now it's Schumacher and Coulthard side by side as they approach the turn. Ralph takes fourth. DC runs wide and Salo nips past for fifth. Barrichello's having a look as well. Two Williams in the top four. Frank must be pleased. Racing to the chicane, and that's Giancarlo Fisichella going straight on. A nudge of the barrier. The Italian's race is over. A blow for the team at home. Coulthard's really under pressure from Barrichello. The Brazilian's seen his opportunity and moves alongside. DC has the inside line, but the Stewart driver takes it and moves up to sixth. The Williams drivers are running third and fourth. Schumacher makes a move and Zanardi makes it easy for him. Williams are having a sensational race. Badoa and Takagi are scrapping for 16th. Late on the brakes by the Arrows driver, and he's taken the Minardi out of the race. Toro manages to continue. Halfway through now, and Häkkinen's leading this race comfortably. Zanardi's not so secure. That's Barrichello poised for another passing maneuver, pulling out and up to fourth. Lap 29, and Mika Häkkinen has an 8-second advantage. He's got it sideways. Unbelievable. The McLaren grinds to a halt. Häkkinen showing his frustration at throwing away 10 valuable championship points. With Häkkinen out, Frentzen moves into the lead. Salo and Coulthard are in together, racing for third. It's an all-important stop. They've got problems with DC's fuel hose, and that blows his chances of passing Salo. The Scotsman's close behind, but that's Barrichello charging down the straight. Salo's clear, but Coulthard loses the place to the Stewart driver, dropping to fifth. The 53rd and final lap, and Heinz-Harald Frentzen can see the checkered flag and his second win of the season. A fantastic race for the Jordan driver, putting him in contention for the driver's title. The German drove magnificently, keeping his cool while under pressure from Ralph and strengthening Jordan's grip on third place in the Constructors. Jordan's first dry win is a sign of its increasing competitiveness.
This 10 points means quite a lot for me and for the team. And it's also my biggest success in my Formula One career so far, and I'm absolutely delighted.
And so are the Jordan team now that Frentzen has a real chance of going for glory. Ralf Schumacher notches up his best result of the year in second. A good finish for Salo on the podium, with Barrichello, Coulthard and Irvine completing the top six. With 3 rounds to go, Mika Häkkinen and Eddie Irvine are level on points. Heinz-Harald Frenzen's only 10 points behind in third, with David Coulthard fourth. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship just 6 points ahead of Ferrari. Jordan looks safe in third, with Williams a distant fourth.
Built for speed.
Williams had their most competitive race of the year in Italy. Ralf Schumacher and Alex Zanardi qualified in the top 6. At the start of the race, both drivers made up positions and battled with the leaders.
Yeah, the first few corners were a bit tight, really. I had to take a little shortcut, not to get together with David.
Ralph finished on the podium, but Zanardi had problems.
Gradually the floor went loose and lost it, and the car wasn't the same anymore, and it's a shame.
Well, I have to say thanks to the team, and I have as well to say thanks to my teammate who made it incredibly easy to get by him to drive my race. I mean, we help each other, we don't stop each other, because at the end of the day we're driving for the team to get the best result, and well, he has a big share on my second place today.
It was a good race, I enjoyed it. It was fun fighting with the top guys, and I hope next time I'll be able to stay there until the end of it.
Mika Häkkinen came to Italy with a 1-point lead in the driver's title and looked as though he would leave with an 11-point advantage. The McLaren driver had a comfortable lead when he threw the race away on lap 30 to the disbelief of his team.
There was nothing wrong with the car. I selected wrong here, so I made a mistake, and that's it. End of story.
With 3 races left, the championship's likely to go down to the wire and the final round at Suzuka.
So get the Japanese visa, basically. Real men never cry.
It's the time of year when the drivers' market comes alive. With McLaren and Benetton confirming their current lineup for next year and Ralph secure at Williams, there are rumours that Zanardi's seat could be in danger.
We do have an agreement already that doesn't need to be discussed unless somebody wants to take a different route.
Frentzen stays with Jordan, joined by Jarno Trulli.
One of the most, if not the most, exciting young drivers to come on the scene, and we have to see how he gets on here.
At the moment, I think they are the only team which really can fight and can catch the first 2 top teams like McLaren and Ferrari.
Eddie Irvine leaves Ferrari at the end of the year to join Stewart, rebadged as Jaguar. Herbert will partner him with Barrichello, fulfilling a lifelong ambition.
I remember myself climbing the wall at the go-kart track, which is just beside the racetrack, and then looking at those red cars and just wishing that one day I could be in Formula One, and I don't know, maybe a Ferrari driver.
Michael Schumacher will give the Brazilian a run for his money, while the German's replacement this season is signed for Sauber.
With all the connections with the Ferrari and everything, I think it's a right place for me.
Sala replaces Alesi, who moves to Prost.
I don't think it's very difficult to explain it when you stop all the time for very small details.
Nick Heidfeld will partner Jean and the French team.
I think for a newcomer, I'm very, very lucky to get a driver's post. My main goal for the first season is to learn.
1999 has been one of the most open seasons in years. With 3 races left, there are still 4 drivers able to win the championship. McLaren have the fastest car, but there are doubts about Häkkinen's psychological toughness.
Mika was, if anything, driving so far inside his limits that he made a mistake that was a simple lapse of concentration.
With 4 wins and 8 podium finishes so far this season, Mika Häkkinen has to be favourite for the title. Teammate David Coulthard lies just 12 points behind.
It's only in the second half of the season that I've come back into being in with a shout. And I am in with a shout. You know, if I win this weekend, then it's looking good.
Eddie Irvine has benefited from McLaren's poor reliability and lies equal on points with Häkkinen.
It's up to us to start performing. I think we can do that this weekend. We've made progress. You know, we've got some new aerodynamic bits, and I'm very optimistic.
Heinz-Harald Frenzen's win in Italy has put him within reach of the leaders.
To win the World Championship, we have to beat the McLaren in speed, and that is a bit difficult in that situation at the moment. We're doing our best.
It looks like going down to the wire. Can Häkkinen take his second title, or will Irvine be the first driver since 1979 to take the Drivers' Championship for Ferrari?